Well, this was a result no one was actually expecting in the hockey Olympic qualifiers. In Ranchi, just now the match has ended. USA, Team USA has stunned India 1-0, and now Savita Punia and her team's Olympic chances are now on really, really thin ice now, because if this loss is an eye opener, it only highlights one major problem that both the men's team and the women's team have got when it comes to hockey: penalty corners. India today missed a total of 7 penalty corners, and despite USA being one player short for most part of the third quarter, they still could not capitalize on it. So USA have beaten India 1-0. And once again, when you looked at the formations that India played at the very beginning, that is the moment when you have to question that perhaps India went into this Olympic qualifier with some nerves and also with a little bit less of confidence. Because remember, Yannick Schopman wanted to field a 3-4-3 combination, which meant more on the midfield but less on the defense and on the attacking spectre as well. But USA went with a 3-3-4 combination, which meant that yes, defense was to be solid, and it was in the Craig Fulton time. Solid defense leads to solid attack. That's what USA did at the very outset itself. A 3-3-4 combination was made very heavy by the 3-4-3 combination. And because of that, if you looked at it, USA were the team that started the initiative right from the very beginning. Amanda Golini, she scored actually in the 10th minute, but India reviewed because there was an obstruction by Elizabeth Egar. That's why that goal did not happen. But in the first minute of the second quarter itself, it was Abigail Tamer who scored for the USA. But if there has to be a player of the match in this particular encounter, it has to be the goalkeeper, Kelsey Bing. I mean, she was in top form. The defense backed up very well for it. And India missed 7 penalty corners. 2, you would say, on the problem with the attack line itself, but 5 good penalty corners were missed because Kelsey Bing put everything into it. She was in top form and she ensured that India just could not get past the goal. India, however, they did score a goal though, but unfortunately, Sangeeta Kumari got the goal, but unfortunately, USA took the review, and because of that, Sangeeta Kumari's, the one shot that she took, it was a deflection of Jyoti's foot. Now remember, unless there is a stick deflection, the goal will count, the penalty corner will count. Otherwise, it does not. If it comes off any other part of the body, it just does not come out. So that is why that is the situation. USA managed to successfully overturn India's penalty corner. And as time wound down, India failed to make any kind of circle penetrations as well, any kind of penalty experts in that sense. So that's why 7 penalty corners. That is the story of the game as to how India just botched it all up. And that's why now their Olympic chances are already on thin ice at this point in time. And if we have to look at what is the ranking of the USA women's team, it was surprisingly, if you may look at it, in the past couple of years, if you look at it, India have been on a much higher plane than the USA women. And that's why it's really been a shocking result if you look at it in Ranchi. Now, the format of the FIH Olympic qualifiers is such that one major loss could dent their prospects of reaching not just the semi-final, but also finishing in the third spot. This is the format. 2 groups of 4 teams. If you look at it, top 2 from each group enter the semi-final. Whoever wins the semi-finals gets a direct entry into Paris. The third team will have to play the bronze medal playoff. And because of that now, they now are in a big situation at this time. So if India, the best chance for them now is if they don't finish second, they will risk the prospect of facing Germany in the semi-final. Remember, Germany are one of the top teams in the hockey Olympic qualifiers in Ranchi at this point in time. So India's chances of reaching Paris Olympics 2024 have taken a big hit now because of what has happened at this point. Now, tomorrow, India are going to face New Zealand. Another tricky opponent when you look at it, because in the past, New Zealand, when you look at the men, when you look at the women, they have always troubled India in major hockey events. Just ask the Black Sticks. They knocked India out in the Hockey World Cup in 2023 in a penalty shootout. The White Sticks, on the other hand, they will be determined to ensure that they dump India out of the Olympic qualifiers as well. So remember, if India do not finish in the top 2 in their group, their chances of Paris 2024 Olympics are over. And you could see that there was a stunned silence in Ranchi at that time. And even Yannick Schupman, she was also wondering what needs to be done now. Clearly, 7 penalty corners missed today. That is the serious problem in that sense. So, in important tournaments, yes, you may have won the Asian Champions Trophy also, but in the Asian Games, when the pressure was high, you botched up a royal chance to get into the final and you had to settle for only the bronze. So, troubled times for the India women's hockey team at this time. They have lost to USA. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. IST, they take on New Zealand. A do or die game. If they lose that, they are all but out of Paris Olympics 2024. So they have to win tomorrow and beat Italy in their last league game to ensure that they keep their chances of qualifying for Paris 2024 alive. How things change in 4 years' time. Remember, in 2019, India had a do-or-die situation against the USA in the two-legged qualification. They had won it 5-1, but USA had gotten 4 goals, and Rani Rampal's last-ditch effort ensured that India won 6-5 and secured the berth for Tokyo. Here, USA have repaid the favor, and they have all but dumped India out of the reckoning. Tomorrow's game against New Zealand is a must-win indeed for Savita Punya's side. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.